Hi, this is Dr. Alana James. Quick video about writing up action research for either dissertations or publication. Many students come to me with this kind of look, frustrated because they've been involved in the process of action research, but now need to write it up in a defensible manner. There's three things that come together in this confusing process. One is the AR iterative cycle, which can be put in many different ways. My co-authors and I describe it as 3 steps: discovery, measurable action, and reflection. But you've been involved in some kind of a process, and now you have to write it up and come smack into the 7 concepts involved in research: purpose, scope, methodology, findings, conclusion, limitations, and contributions. Okay, and if that wasn't bad enough, you've taken action, and now that action has some appreciable outcomes or impacts, and you need to put that into your research writings. Well, it's not so bad for the first 3: purpose, scope, and methodology. You can begin to write up as an action researcher very much the same way as everyone else. It's when it comes to data collection and analysis that you may want to look more towards the quote unquote normal qualitative or quantitative considerations, because how you took the data from the measurements of your action will still need to be defensible, as will your analysis of those data when you come into your dissertation defense process. And then you have the question of where do you put the action? Somewhere embedded in the data collection and analysis, usually interwoven amongst the evidence. You did this, they said this, and then it led to these natural conclusions. You might want to do some reading from the people who do narrative inquiry. That particular body of research has within it some really excellent discussions of findings, good depth of analysis, evolution towards conclusions. Then you go back to the 2 final research concepts. I think it's great for action researchers to consider the limitations of their work. It leads us on to what we will want to do next, or what we think other people should do. And of course, contributions are our bread and butter, because the reason we do AR as opposed to other things is because we want to make a defined contribution to our workplace. Short recap. You do purpose, scope, and methodology, and then you insert some action, work your measurements through to your findings, maybe talk a little bit more about your actions, which come to the conclusions you want your stakeholders and your readers to see, which is really part and parcel to why you do AR, which have, of course, some limitations, and then you end with the contribution of your study to the field. Why is all of this important? Because we want better acceptances of the best practices that result from AR studies in our fields, and because we want to increase the scope of our work, especially now when participatory, collaborative communities of practice or learning communities are become part of everybody's workspace. If you want more information, please visit our site at arforeverything.com. You can register there for your free ebook on action research, or find out more about the meta-analysis that is ongoing about action research studies. All the best.